Sweet. So, kia ora, everyone. My name is Michael Hayward. I'm part of this Selwyn District Council's Community and Economic Development team, and I'd like to welcome you all to the next session for our Selwyn Gets Digital series. Today, we're covering the topic of Facebook for Business. We're very lucky to have Ashley Rushton from Rushton Marketing presenting on this topic today. Just a little bit of housekeeping. If you do have any questions throughout the session, please send them through to the Q&A box in the bottom center of your screen, and we'll get through as many of those as we can. And we will be recording this session, so if there is anything you missed or you have to leave early, you will be able to view this on YouTube going forward. Now, I would like to invite Ashley to begin her presentation.
Hello, everybody. Thank you all so much for coming along. I can see the number of participants that are adding up in the bottom there, so I'm trying not to get nervous. What we're going to do, I'm just going to see if I can share my screen with you. I've got a bit of a presentation here that we will run through as we go along, but basically the objective for today is that you walk away with a bit of confidence around how you can manage your business Facebook page for success. So in terms of growing your audience and actually getting some return on investment from your Facebook page. So what I'll do, this is me. About 6 years ago, we started Rushton Marketing with the aim to provide outsourced marketing expertise to small to medium businesses around Canterbury. I have a particular passion for working with husband and wife teams and family-owned businesses, mum-entrepreneurs, a bit like myself. I've got a 3-year-old and 2-year-old as well. So what I spend most of my time, about 90% of my time at the moment, is looking at social media and how I can help businesses actually see really, really strong return on investment for that. So that's a little bit about me. What we're going to cover for you guys today, we're going to run through some correct Facebook for Business page setup. So just a little bit of housekeeping around that. We're also going to delve into the back end of your Facebook page in the insights section and see how you can see the data, see what's working, see how many eyeballs have seen your content that you've been posting. We're also going to touch a little bit on the Facebook algorithm and how you can work that to your advantage. We're going to touch a bit on content as well, so hopefully inspire you on some different types of posts that you can be doing, and also teach you a little bit about what people are looking for in terms of interacting with brands on Facebook at the moment. And then we're just going to scratch the surface ever so lightly on Facebook advertising. We've got another webinar coming up Thursday this week around Facebook ads, which is where we'll get quite in depth with that. For this webinar today, we're just going to touch a little bit on that. I'll just point out too, like Michael said, if you've got any questions, just fire them in that Q&A box as we go along, and I'll try and get to them while we're on that topic. If I don't get to your question, just I will see that and I will come back to you afterwards as well. All right, so first let's touch on who the Facebook users are. So what sorts of people we've got actually using Facebook at the moment. So 38 is the average age of a Facebook user. When Facebook first began, it was a bit of a younger generation or younger demographic who made up the majority of users. But as we've sort of all got a bit older, the average age now is 38. So 240,000 users are actually over the age of 65 as well. I use my Nana a little bit as an example for this. So she lives alone. We've all moved out of our hometown. That is her way to keep in touch, with her friends and family who are all over the world. So those users are there and they are very active as well. At the moment, we've got 3.5 million active users on Facebook in New Zealand. That makes up 70% of the total population. I think I heard over the weekend we've just clicked over to 5 million people in the country, so that makes up around about 70%. So when you think of how old you have to be to actually get a Facebook page, and then you think of maybe those ones who are kind of 80 plus. So if you think of that age bracket there in the middle, probably nearly everybody is on Facebook. If we look at the gender split, so we've got 45% of Facebook users are male versus 54% of Facebook users which are female. So again, pretty even there. What we tend to find is males are kind of lurkers. So they will sit and they see things, but not often do they engage, whereas females are often the ones, you're updating your photos, you're posting things, you're engaging with brands. So while they're kind of both there, they're behaving a little bit differently. On average at the moment, people are spending 40 minutes per day on Facebook. Over lockdown, I'm hedging a bet that shot up a lot more than that. You've got 40 minutes of someone's attention every single day to grab their attention and get them to stop and look at your brand. And at the moment, the average Facebook user logs in 14 times a day. So again, if you are thinking of your advertising opportunities and what you're doing for your advertising, you've got 14 opportunities every single day to get your brand in front of your target audience. You do not have that with any other marketing platforms available. You've got your newspaper, which is fine, it's still got its place. It's read and then it's gone for the day. You've got the radio, again, still fine, but you might get heard. You might only listen to the radio a couple of times a day. With Facebook, people are jumping in 14 times a day on average. It's massive. All right, we're going to touch a little bit on our Facebook page setup. I'm just going to move my little thing. I don't know if you can. Here we go. Okay, so you've got to think of your Facebook page as your shop window. So first impressions count. You wouldn't have an untidy shop or reception area, so don't have an untidy Facebook page. A few things that we always look at for our clients is the profile picture is the first one. Okay, so we always recommend you have your logo as your profile picture. Now, the reason for that is when you post something and it appears on people's news feeds, they've got two ways that they can identify your business. One, they've got your business name, which appears there in the wee line. The other way that they can identify who you are is through that little circle of your profile picture. So you want that to be a visual identifier as to your brand and who you are. So by having your logo in there, that's how they're going to be able to do that. One we tip, make sure it does fit in that little circle and make sure it fits within that little circle on a mobile device as well. If anybody has noticed all of a sudden that their logo doesn't actually fit, please maybe pop your name in the little chat box that we've got here on the webinar, and I'll do a wee free resize for you and email that through to you by the end of today if you like. The next thing we look at is our username. So this is sort of serves a dual purpose there. So one, first and foremost, that's how people actually tag your business. So if you don't have that little username there with the little @ around it, set up, that people aren't going to be able to type, I've just been to such and such for a brilliant meal. They can't actually tag you in that. So always make sure that that's set up and always make sure it's set up in a way that is an accurate representation of your business and in a logical format as well. So instead of having perhaps town and then business name, because that's not going to make sense. They're going to type your business name in first, have business name and then the town afterwards. The other thing that username does is it actually creates a custom URL for your business. So your webpage effectively for Facebook will be facebook.com/ whatever your username is. So that's going to help you rank a bit better in Google search results. It's also going to help you rank a bit better if someone's looking for your type of service in the actual Facebook platform itself. Hope that makes sense. Again, sing out if you've got any questions as we're going along. If I'm talking too fast, let me know as well. Well, I tend to do that. Alrighty, the next thing we're going to look at is the cover photo. Okay, so this is the largest piece of real estate that you've got on your Facebook page. It is the first thing visitors see when they come through. So I always think of it as your billboard. Make use of this space. It's really important and it's really undervalued in most cases. So as you can see here on the screenshot, I did a wee graphic here to promote the webinar that we had coming up. But if you have in-store sales coming up or running at the moment, you might want to do a redesign and have that on the cover photo. Team photos are often really nice on here as well. A nice, if you've just redone your store window, have a photo of that in there so people can see some products through the window there. But just make sure that you make use of that space. The other thing to note with the cover photo, you always want to make sure that it fits well on mobile. So you'll see a bit of dead space down here on the left and kind of a bit of dead space down here on the right for mine. The cover photos don't resize really flash into a lot of mobile devices. So make sure down the right hand and the left hand side of your cover photo, you've got a bit of dead space there to play with so that nothing important gets cut off when it's resized. The next thing we're going to look at is our call to action button. Okay, so you want to make it easy for people to answer your call to action. So I've got two buttons here. I've got a blue book now button and I've got a send message button. You can hover over those on your desktop and change them. So if you're wanting to direct people through to your website, or if you're wanting people to book online like I am, or if you're wanting people to call you or shop now, whatever it is, just make sure that whatever the objective for your call to action is, you've got it there. Make it super easy for people to answer what you're wanting them to do. Again, that's just one of those little things that often gets overlooked, but it can make a massive difference on the results that you get from your Facebook page. A couple of other things that we'll always just keep an eye on for our clients. So contact details, just make sure that they are up to date, that your hours are up to date, particularly over this COVID period. If your hours have changed to what they used to be, just make sure they're accurate for today. The About Us and the Story section on your Facebook page, just have a quick read over that as well and make sure that nothing needs edited. Obviously, businesses change and evolve, so you want to make sure that your story is always up to date. I always say don't reinvent the wheel here. You can just copy and paste what's on your website and just pop it in there too. The other thing just to keep an eye on is to tidy up the order of your tabs and sections. Just to make sure that the overall user experience for people visiting your page makes sense. Okay, if reviews are what's most important to you on your social media page, make sure reviews are kind of close to the top. If you're a photographer, you might want to make sure that the photos are popping up, you know, next down as people scroll down. All right, I think we've got a question here. All right. The next thing we'll just check on that question. Yes, there will be a recording sent out after this as well, so you can jump in and have a flick through. A copy of the slides will also go to Michael, so there's a few links and stuff that I'll refer to as we go along, and you will be able to, yeah, click on those after today's session, so don't worry about scribbling down frantically as we go along. All right, so we're going to touch a little bit on page insights. So this is basically the back end of your Facebook page. This is where you can see all the facts and figures and all the data on how your page and your content that you've been producing has been, you know, received. So how you're going to get there, there's a couple of ways. So on your desktop is probably the easiest, and there's more in-depth information on there. So on your desktop, you want to go to your business page. You want to then click on Insights, which is along the top bar, just under the normal blue bar that you'll see. When you click on Insights, you'll be brought to your overview page, which will have 9 sort of key metrics on there: your actions, your page views, page previews, likes, reach, engagement, that sort of thing. Down the left-hand side on desktop, then you'll have areas that you can sort of click into and dig a bit deeper. On your mobile phone, I would recommend you download the Pages Manager app if you don't already have it. You can get it from your App Store or your Google Play Store. Once you're logged in, the app will recognize which business pages you're attached to and your business will appear. So to get to your insights on the app, you want to click the, if you can see that little square there, it's a little line graph that looks like that. It's along the bottom of your mobile app. Click on that and you'll be brought through to a mobile version of your page insights. A couple of cool things to note about both mobile and desktop options there. So you can see the data from today. You can see the data of your posts from yesterday. You can see how your page has performed from the last 7 days and also how your page has performed in the last 28 days. What you can also see then is you can compare that time period to the time period before. So say you were looking at this month and you wanted to compare it to last month. You can see that through those green and red percentages. It's just a nice way to make sure that you're on track and just make sure that those posts and the content that you're putting out month on month are actually performing and generating you better results, okay? It's been really interesting, obviously, over lockdown, level 4 and 3 particularly, just to see how people's pages were performing. We typically saw that the reach and the engagement was on the increase from the month before, purely because people have been at home, people have been on their phones and using social media a lot more. All right. 3 key things I want you to keep an eye on when you're looking at your overview and looking at your insights. 1, the page likes. That's pretty self-explanatory. So that's the number of people who like your page. So at the end of the day, we're trying to build that organic audience, right? We're trying to then sort of get that organic audience to become a really loyal brand follower of ours, and then we're trying to get them in and actually get some sales from them as well. So keep an eye on that. The page reach is the number of people who have had content from your page appear on their news feed. Okay, so you put a piece of content out. If 200 times that piece of content shared out onto the news feed, that's going to count for 200. Following on from that, you've then got your page engagement. So this is the number of times people have actually interacted with the content that you have posted. So this is generally what we're trying to chase when we're putting out a piece of content. The more engagement you get, the more the Facebook algorithm are going to recognize that that piece of content is really interesting, and then they're going to show it to more people. So you're going to then increase your reach, okay? You can view those 3 metrics in a bit more depth as well. Again, on your desktop, down that left-hand side, there's a whole lot of tabs in there. Click on each of them. You can't break Facebook. Click on them, have a wee play around and see, you know, what's of interest to you. So you can also see, you know, the demographics of people that follow your Facebook page. You can see what times of the day they're more active on Facebook. Now that comes in really, really handy for when you're scheduling content. Obviously, you want to put your posts online at a time where most of your people are online and active, right? So you're maximizing your chances for maximum eyeballs. So you can see that information in your insights as well. There's a ton more information that you can see. You can see the difference between paying, you know, if you're doing boosts or anything like that, you can see the difference between your $20 boost and your organic reach. So again, in your own time, jump in there, have a wee snoop around the insights. You can't break Facebook, but the information in there is really valuable. Generally, we'd say to clients to jump in kind of once a month. Spend 20 minutes just having a look around, seeing what's working, seeing what's not working, doing more of what's working, obviously, and less of what's not. Another cool little feature that I want to touch base with you is called Pages to Watch. Okay, so this is a section still in the Insights where you can compare and benchmark yourself against your competitors. So you can actually watch their page without liking it yourself. You do need to have at least 100 page likes on your own page to access this feature, but the best bit about it is that they don't know that you are watching them. So here's a wee screenshot of mine, and on the right-hand side of the slide here, we've got how to get there and how to add things in. So what you can do is you see there 1, 2, and then 3. I'm sitting in at about a 3rd at the moment against my competitors. It's just nice to come in and see how you're ranking, you know, against some others. If you're lacking a bit of inspiration as well, you can click on the competitor's name and it'll bring up their top posts for the week. A really, really handy tool, again, just to benchmark and just see how you're stacking up without having to go in as your personal self and like their page, because then, of course, they're going to know that you like it. All right, I hope that's all making sense. We're going to touch a little bit on the algorithm, so we can go, it's like a whole nother webinar on the algorithm and how it all works, but I just want to touch a little bit on it. So probably the key thing to note is a couple of years ago, it underwent the biggest kind of shake-up than it ever had since Facebook's, you know, first was born. So what they found was that public content was crowding out the personal connections, which was why we all use social media, obviously. Sales posts from businesses were far outweighing the friends and family connections and posts that were going on there to see, right? So they wanted to reduce the spammy content, and they wanted to promote meaningful and authentic conversations. So the algorithm controls the ordering and presentation of posts, so users see what is most relevant to them. Now, this is based on your previous engagement and their strength of content if you're thinking of businesses. So the personal's previous engagement, so what they've been interacting with, what they've been liking and sharing and clicking on. And then this number 2 there is the strength of content from the actual business. So how interactive that business is and some of their historic posts as well, okay? So what that basically means for you and your business, people buy from people, okay? Be relatable, share stories, form connections, show the faces behind the logo. People aren't picking up their phones and going to Facebook to buy a pair of shoes. People are picking up their phones, going to Facebook to connect with their friends and family. So you need to have your business come across as a friend or a family member. You need to be forming connections and relationships with your followers that are not a rah, 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 come and buy from me, because people will just switch off and they'll be turned off of your brand. So a few things that you can do to help out with that. So you can post often and you can post at peak times. Generally, we'd recommend businesses post around about 3 or 4 times a week, depending again on the level of content that they've got. You want to be posting at peak times. So that's what I mentioned before, looking at your insights and seeing what times your audience are online. And then, you know, posting when you've got maximum eyeballs on there. Post content that your audience want to see. So the way you will know that, again, is by looking at those insights. Seeing which posts have experienced the most reach, seeing which posts have experienced the most engagement, and then doing more of that. Do less of what's being ignored and more of what's being really well responded to. And ask your audience too, if you're really struggling for ideas, post on your page, you know, what do you guys want to see from us? Do you want to see how-to videos? Do you want to see before and after shots? Do you want to hear client stories? You know, what do you want to see? And then do that. Okay. Reply to everything as well. So social media is, it's a conversation, it's not a speech. So when someone, you know, comments on your post and says, wow, great work, reply to them and at least say thank you. The more that you can keep that piece of content alive through posting and engaging with your audience, the better. It's going to keep that piece of content alive and it's going to keep them showing up on people's news feeds. So always reply to comments and that sort of thing. So you want to be relatable as well. You want to be personal and you want to be authentic, okay? You're not on Facebook as a logo. You are on Facebook as a brand and you are on Facebook as a person, right? Or as a persona. So I'll often tell clients to be as personal as you're comfortable being. Some people are like myself. I'll put my kids up on my Facebook page. A lot of my followers and stuff have met me in real life and met the kids in real life, so I'm quite comfortable doing that. If you are not as comfortable about showing your the personal who you are outside of work, then don't. You know, show the face of you with a little bit of your personality, but at work. So be as personal as you want to be and as you're comfortable being. The next one we've got here is to mix up your content. So sell gently or don't sell at all. Okay, again, it's just coming back to that forming connections and relationships with people. If every post that you're putting up on Facebook is, hey, come and buy this, this is why I'm great, come and buy this, people are just going to stop. They're not coming to Facebook to hear that sort of messaging. They're coming to Facebook to learn and to be entertained. So if you can teach them things and you can entertain them through your Facebook post, then they're going to remember and they're going to reward you by buying from you eventually. You want to know your insights. So again, everything's coming back to that data that we just covered. You want to know what's working and what's not working, okay? We're all very time poor at the moment. You don't want to be wasting time on doing Facebook posts that aren't interesting to your audience, okay? So do what's working. And again, schedule your posts. So be organized. And that's going to lead me on to my next slide here, which is around how to schedule posts. So you don't have to jump into your Facebook page every couple of days at 8 o'clock at night and, you know, do a post then. And then you can actually sit down and schedule a bunch of posts for the rest of the week or the rest of the month or the rest of the year if you're really, really organized. I have put some step-by-step instructions on here, one for desktop and one for mobile. Again, these slides will be sent out, so don't feel like you've got to quickly scribble down the steps. You will be able to refer back to these later. Myself here in the office, I'll typically sit down on a Monday morning and I will schedule my posts for the rest of the week. I then know that they're done and I don't have to come back to them. I don't have to keep thinking, oh, what am I going to post? What am I going to post? It's all strategized and it's all organized and it's all ready to go. Over the Christmas holidays, you know, we had about 22 Facebook pages that I was managing, so it was sitting down and working out everybody's posts for the next, you know, 4 or 5 weeks over that Christmas break. All right, so then that kind of leads us into the content side of things. So what you could actually be posting on your Facebook page. So I've popped down kind of my top 8 ideas for content. First couple are really obvious, right? Images and videos, okay? Third is time-lapse videos. These are super addictive. We're going to go a little bit more into depth on it and link to these as well. 4, boomerangs. We've got tips and advice for your audience. Facebook Live videos if you're really brave. Polls, competitions, and giveaways. So some examples around, I'll just had a quick question come through. How many posts per week would you recommend? Yeah, so generally we recommend around about 3 or 4 posts per week on your page. In addition to that, you would have the likes of your Facebook stories. So you could be posting to your Facebook stories once a day at least. it can be a big commitment, but if you've got a strategy in place and you're organized, it doesn't have to be really overwhelming. But short answer to that, post to your page 3 or 4 times a week. All right, so images are the cornerstone of Facebook. All right, so humans grasp images and their meanings quickly, and they're more memorable, so don't shy away from visuals. Whenever you see a good opportunity, show instead of tell. Okay, images with 20% text, with less than 20% text, perform better. So that's something to bear in mind as well. The algorithm will actually kind of have a detrimental effect to you if you've got more than 20% text in your images that you're popping up. So I have put the link again in there for the Facebook text overlay tool that you can upload your images into, and just check to make sure it doesn't have too much text. Think outside the square with your images. So if you're an accountant or a lawyer or a service-based business, even like myself, you're not necessarily going to have really beautiful filtered images to use on your page. So think outside the square with the types of photos you can be putting up. Also keep in mind that reactions rank a little bit stronger in the algorithm compared to likes. Okay, so by reactions, I mean, you know, when you hover on your phone and there's the like and then there's a laughy face and there's the new huggy one and love heart and stuff. So those are actually ranked a little bit higher than a quick like, purely because it takes the user a bit longer to actually give you that reaction, right? So try and do things that are going to promote more of those love hearts and ha faces and stuff. All right, Facebook posts with images get 2.3 times more engagement than posts without. At the bare minimum, your post should always contain an image, okay? I mentioned before about thinking outside the square and being a service-based industry. Sometimes it's really hard to actually come up with imagery to use. Here's a couple of examples that I always will rely on for webinars and training and stuff like this. So the first image you can see there, in essence, is a pile of paper sitting on my desk. The caption was about website quotes. That was actually a stack of website quotes that I've been doing that day. But if you look at the actual image itself, it's literally just a pile of papers that I've put on my Facebook page. That actually got me an inquiry that afternoon for a website as well. So my pile of papers got me a quote, which is really exciting. So again, think outside the square. The second photo that I've got there is a photo that I took one Saturday night of my tea that had just been delivered by a local catering company who I love, it's so yummy. Quick caption on there and a photo. So as you can see, it's not a perfect photo either. It's again coming back to that being authentic, being personal, that sort of thing. I'd obviously had too many wines because my wine glass is out of focus, but really fun with that. Again, it's got nothing to do with marketing either. That's just literally just a photo of my fatty feet and my glass of wine one Saturday night. Nothing to do with my work. But that was really interesting. We posted that photo, and a little while later we actually got a message from the business that said that their website had gone really busy with online orders from that photo, and that their Facebook likes had clicked over 1,000, I think it was, that night. So from me posting that, nothing to do with my work, it's had a really, really positive effect on somebody else's business. So think outside the square. Okay, I've just got another question. We've been asked to post promoting your business and supporting local to our page. Okay, I might circle back to that one at the end because that's kind of a bigger conversation. Promoting your business and support. Yeah, I'll come back to that one at the end if that's okay. Thank you. All right, another content example we've got here is time lapses. So these are super addictive. I'm going to see if this will work. I'm going to play this. Is it going to work? Here we go. Okay. So this is a local florist that we've got here in town, and we literally just set up the phone and put it on time-lapse mode, and it is her making a beautiful floral arrangement there. So this comes into play with a couple of things. So one, it's behind the scenes. This is stuff that you would not normally see, and people on Facebook love seeing behind the scenes content, okay? The second really fun thing about this is it's really organic and it's not super polished. So you can't tell, but she's actually saying in that video, is this over yet? I'm really uncomfortable. This is super out of my comfort zone. But you don't know that because it's a time lapse and you can't really see her talking, okay? Video is king as well. So anytime you put a video on Facebook, the algorithm's going to pick that up and show it to a few more people than it would as opposed to an image. So how to take a time-lapse video on new iPhones. There is a, there's the Boomerang. There is a time-lapse feature on there. You can also download time-lapse apps from your Google Play Store or your App Store as well. Okay, then we're going to look at a slightly different video. This one's got sound, so turn the sound off. This is a proper promotional video that we had made for a client of ours. We used this as their Facebook cover photo, cover video. We also posted this to their page and we used it for Facebook ads. So it was, you know, well worth the investment that we put on that. Again, like I said in the last slide, video is king. So the more videos you can pop up, the better. Quick tip when you're taking a video on your phone, don't hold it like this. You want to hold it like this. Okay, so hold your phone horizontally when you're taking a video. You'll notice on your newsfeed sometimes you'll see a video and it's got like 2 black strips down the side of the frame. That's because the video has been taken like this. So flick it horizontally and take your video that way. The other thing to note is since Facebook launched that autoplay for videos, right, and they automatically play newsfeed, 80% of all videos are watched with no sound now. So if your video has spoken content in it, you want to make sure you've got some captions on there, okay? Because most people are watching those videos with no sound. I use a tool called Kapwing. It's Kapwing. I upload the video into that. It automatically generates a bunch of captions for me, and then I just go through and manually check. Sometimes with the Kiwi slang, it picks up words a little bit differently. So there's a bunch of different tools that you can use for captions. There's apps you can download on your phone, and Facebook itself, when you upload into desktop, I think it's still there, they will try and auto-generate your captions too. Again, just double check them to make sure that all the words are correct. Hope it helps. Alrighty. Another example would be Boomerangs. These are short and sharp and trendy and really easy to create, and they're funny and entertaining. So these would be another example, you know, if you are in a service-based industry, perhaps you're not entirely sure what to be posting, you could, I mean, this is me drinking a cup of coffee, for goodness sake. This is Sherry here. She is at a client's work. You know, guess where I am this morning. Okay, they're really short. You can pop them together without really thinking about it too much. So how you do those on a new iPhone, if you've got live photo enabled, you can actually create a boomerang from that live photo. If you do a quick swipe up with your thumb, there's an option there for loop or bounce. On Androids or older iPhones, you could download a boomerang maker from your Google Play or App Store. However, I like to do it kind of a longer way, but it's a bit, gives you a bit more features. I use Instagram to create my boomerangs, and then I save them to my phone, and then I upload them to wherever I'm putting them, basically. So to do that, you would go, like you were going to add to your story, create your boomerang, throw your stickers on it, like my little Justin Bieber here and my text and stuff. Add that in the actual Instagram platform, save to my device, and then upload to wherever I want to use it. So that might be a little hack there that helps. That way you can use your brand colors and stuff as well, your brand fonts. You can add fun GIFs and stickers and all that sort of thing, just to bring it again a bit more to life. So that's a little bit about boomerangs. We're going to talk a little bit about polls. So these are a really fun way to get a bit of engagement on your page as well. So when you go to create a post, you'll see that there's the option now where you can create polls. I think they've been around for probably about a year now. People love to have their opinion, right? They love to have their say, and it's a really nice way to get some engagement happening on your page. It's basically a this or that, right? So you ask a question and then people vote on this or that. So you want to keep them relevant to your industry. You do have the option to upload a picture of your own or search for a GIF, or you could do a branded, you know, like the Argo Welsh one you see there, that's in their brand colours. Fans vote, and then you can see the results there. So you can't boost a poll, but they're really handy for getting people to help you make some business decisions, you know. So if you are deciding, perhaps like the Argo Welsh Finnegan one there, they were wondering if whether having their open office late once a week would be helpful to their customers or not, right? So we just put it out to Facebook and we said, hey, do you want us to be open late once a week? And then people did a quick vote. So you can actually use polls to help make a business decision. You can use them for really fun things too, like Craythorn's there. We just put, you know, 2 of their pizzas up, the lamb and then the salmon. just to get a bit of a vote and have a bit of fun with that. So they can be really fun, and again, they could be something that you can pop together really quickly if you don't have any super valuable, well thought out content to put out. All right, talking just a little bit about competitions. This is kind of a funny one. So I think the news feeds in the last few weeks have been overwhelmed with competitions, right? We've seen beautiful work around shop local and local promotions and stuff like that, but we've had a lot of competitions happening. And so what we've found is that the entry levels to competitions have kind of declined because we've been a little bit fatigued from them. There's just been so many around. But one thing to note when you are doing your competitions is that there are some rules that you need to stick to, some Facebook rules, okay? It basically says that you're actually not allowed to say tag a friend to enter or like and share this. Like, these are all engagement words that the algorithm are going to pick up, and they're going to sort of put a black mark against your name for. So what I've done is I've put the web paragraph, sorry, phone ringing, the web paragraph here in the middle from Facebook. Again, it's one of those things you just need to be aware of, okay? You just need to know what Facebook are telling you can and can't do, and then try as hard as you can to kind of stick to that. There are ways around it. So you could say, nominate someone to win this prize instead of tag someone. Just little words like that are going to hopefully help your reach, and hopefully help you kind of maximize your chances of getting some return, because at the end of the day, everything we're putting out on Facebook, we're trying to get a bit of return on investment. I just thought I'd share too just some creative resources that we use a lot here. So first off, we've got Canva. I don't know if you've all heard of Canva before. It's basically an app on your phone or a website that you can go to on your desktop that is like having a graphic designer in your back pocket. There's tons of templates and themes and stuff in there that you can be using. They're all made to size as well, so you can select Facebook story or Facebook post or Facebook cover photo even. You pop in your own text and images and that sort of thing, and then you can upload them there. For videos, ready-made marketing videos, we use promo.com. If you're looking to do like online video editing with music and slides and animations and stuff, you could try Filmora or Animoto. Free stock images, I've listed 3 that we kind of use here on regular rotation, so Unsplash, Pixels, and Pixabay. And again, a little bit of just quick note about grammar. So Facebook aren't super good at spell checking your shit before you post it, right? So if you're posting from your desktop, I would strongly recommend that you install the Grammarly Chromix or the Grammarly web extension. And then what that will do is actually spell check your posts before they go live on Facebook. All right, if you are struggling for ideas on what to post on your Facebook page as well, we've got 40 Facebook post ideas on our website. The link is there on that slide. You can go on there and download a PDF of 40 Facebook post ideas. So if you're really struggling, just follow the wee lines around and hopefully give you a few ideas, which is really cool. Okay, we're just going to, as I said, sort of touch a little bit on Facebook advertising. First, what I want to do is just explain the difference between a boost, which is when you click that little blue button next to your posts, and an actual ad on Facebook. Okay, so a boosted post is the simplest way to advertise on Facebook. Applying budget to a post is basically paying for more eyeballs, right? This can help improve your brand awareness or your post engagement, but a boost isn't equipped to bring you powerful return on investment. So what happens is you post on your page, you see that little blue boost button, you click on that, you do a little bit of audience targeting, you throw in, your $20 or your $50 or whatever it is you want to spend, and you're basically then putting that money out there and paying for more eyeballs to see that post. Okay, with fingers crossed that it's going to generate a bit of return on investment for you. So while boosting a post is still considered an ad, Facebook ads are created through Ads Manager and offer more advanced results-driven solutions. So this is how you generate serious leads and hyper-target your audiences, okay? A quick graphic here on the difference between a boosted page post and a Facebook ad. So on Facebook ads, it is important to note that those ads don't actually appear on your page. So if you're wanting them to, you can just share them through to your page too. But with a Facebook ad, you can target people based on their behavior and their language. You can schedule your ads as well. You've got a direct call to action in there. So whether it's shop online, download, book now, whatever it is, you've got that on a Facebook ad. You can have multiple images on a Facebook ad as well. When you advertise through Ads Manager on Facebook, it also shoots it through Instagram platforms and through the rest of Facebook products as well. And you also get optimized bidding options. So Facebook do a lot of the legwork for you in Ads Manager. They, at the end of the day, Facebook want you to get some serious return on investment so that you keep spending more and more money on Facebook ads. So they do a lot of work behind the scenes to make sure your ads in Facebook get you really, really good results. 3 ways that you can target audiences through Ads Manager as well. So like if you've done a boost before, you've got the option, I think it's still the same, to target people who like your page, people who like your page and their friends. And then I think you can target for like age, gender and location perhaps. Through Ads Manager, you can get like seriously serious targeting done, right? So you can make sure every single cent that you spend is getting directly out to those people who are going, you know, who have more chance to buy from you. So you can target through demographics. So this is where you can do your location, age, gender, and languages, but you can also target people through ads based on their education, based on their finances, based on their life events, based on their relationship status, based on where they work. So you can target people for job titles, right? So my own rush to marketing Facebook ads, I will target people who have listed that they're a director or an owner or a managing director or a manager. You know, you can get right into there. I use the example for relationship a lot with the guy who he was listed as engaged for ages on Facebook. He got married and updated his relationship status to married. The next morning he woke up and on his newsfeed, the second thing in his newsfeed was an ad for a divorce attorney or a divorce lawyer. So you can get really, really hyper targeted in Facebook ads. You can target people based on what they're interested in online, how they shop online. You know, if they're interested in rugby and you're selling something to do with rugby, you can get to people who have shown an interest in rugby products, you know, prior to that. You can also target people through what's called custom audiences. So this is when you can reach people that you already know, okay? And you can reconnect with the people who have already shown an interest in your business. So this is your classic sales funnel. This is your warm audience, okay? So you can pick up people who have visited your website before and target them. You can pick up people who are on your, say they're on your CRM or they're on your client list. You can upload that into Facebook and target people on your CRM system. You can target people who have perhaps come to one of your events. You can target, sorry, it's amazing. So this would be, you know, how you target those warm people. So you're not, again, spending super amounts of money starting with a cold audience. You're going to get those conversion rates are going to come up a little bit. Then following on from that is you can do what's called a lookalike audience. So you can target people who are similar to those people in your custom audience, right? So you can find people who are similar to your current customers. That makes sense. So Facebook will basically go through your custom audience. Say it's your client list. So say you upload your CRM, right, to Facebook. The Q&A is going off now because I'm getting into ads and it's getting a little bit complex. So you can upload your CRM, you can upload your client list into Facebook and you can say, right, I want to find people who look like these. Facebook will then go through the names and the phone numbers or whatever, find all the profiles of everyone on your list, and then find people who have got similar attributes, okay? So again, hyper targeting, you're making sure every single cent you're spending is, you know, got every single chance for return on investment there. I've put a slide in here about the Facebook pixel as well. Everything else that we've talked about is super important, but if there's one thing I do want you to take away from today, it's that if you don't already have a Facebook pixel set up on your website, then you need to get one set up. The Facebook pixel is basically when someone comes through to your website. Q&A keeps going. Okay, everyone, you know, it will have happened to yourself. You will have gone to a website, right, and you might search for camper vans or, you know, hair dryers or jugs or whatever it is. You pop out of that website, you then go to your Facebook page an hour or so later, and an ad for that very exact product pops up, right? So the way that they've done that is through the Facebook pixel, okay? So you want to be doing that for your business. So it's basically a code that you put in the back end of your website, and it tracks your visitors and follows them back through to Facebook, okay? I've put in a quick sort of step-by-step on how that works. So number one, an internet user visits your website, the little pixel fires. They leave your website without making a purchase or answering your call to action. The pixel follows them back through to Facebook and shows them your retargeting ad through the custom audience that you will have set up in your ads manager. Your ad recaptures their attention and increases the chances of conversion, okay? They then become a customer. Happy days. Okay, I have put in a quick setup there as well on how to set that up. If you've got a web developer, I suggest you just, give them a call and say, hey, I'm trying to set this up. You can email them instructions. There is a link in the slide as well, and again, you will get this after the session. And then you'll probably start feeling like me, where you do actually spend all day on Facebook. We've got some questions here that I'm going to see if I can bring up. All right, what do we got? All right, sorry. Let me jump into my Q&A. All right, what do we got? Would you use Facebook ads for a not-for-profit organisation like a toy library? Yep, absolutely. Yep. If you've got the budget, if you've got some budget set aside for your marketing, I would definitely be looking at Facebook ads because they're super cheap. You can advertise on Facebook for like $5 a day. So in terms of how cost effective they are, that's a really, really good option. The other thing is parents are generally quite easy, mums in particular are generally quite easy to target on Facebook as well. So through just a couple of really quick demographic steps, you can have your ads just shown out to mums in your area with children under the age of like 4 or whatever, under school age. So yeah, definitely. Where do you get the Facebook ads? Okay, I think you're meaning how do you get to Ads Manager? So how you get there, if you are on your desktop, along the top blue bar, there's all the menu items and there's your name to go to your profile page. Then there's a little down arrow, so you want to click on that, and then you want to go to Manage Ads. That's going to open up your Ads Manager. There is every personal profile on Facebook has a ad account attached to it as well. If you've ever boosted anything before, you will see all those previous historical boosts and their results located in there. I think on the slide I've put a quick step-by-step on how to get there. If not, it's definitely in the ad webinar on Thursday on how to actually find your ads manager. That makes sense. With polls, does the public see the results or do you have control on that? Yep. So when someone votes on your poll, they will then see the results. So they will see if it's a 60-40 or a 70-30 or whatever it is. They won't see the actual people that have responded to the poll, but they'll see the results of the poll in general. Someone would like their logo mobile friendly. I see you there. I will write you on my list. Cool. I think that might be all the questions, which is awesome. Perfect. Okay. If anybody else has anything else, jump in. I have talked faster than I thought I would, which is pretty normal for me. So I'm actually finished my presentation, which is great. We've got a little bit of free time here. If there is anything you're wanting to cover, Michael, or...
No, I think that's been brilliant. Thank you, Ashley. If anyone does have any questions, please feel free to send them through now. There was Linda and Paul had just asked a question. I think it was around post-promoting your business and supporting local to our page. I'll leave that one for you, Ashley.
Yes, sorry. Okay, so the question was, we've been asked to post promoting your business and supporting local to our page. Post promoting your business and supporting local to our page.
Could this be referring to hashtagging potentially?
Potentially. I'm just not sure how that went. If you could quickly just retype that one for me, Linda and Paul. We've been asked to post promoting your business and supporting local development, unless I'm being super blonde. I mean, at the moment, the shop local and New Zealand made and supporting local and stuff is super topical. If someone's just asking you to do a quick post saying that you're based locally, maybe you could do that and just, you know, let people know where you are and that, you know, everyone in your supply chain potentially is kind of locally made. You touched a little bit on hashtags. Not as important in the Facebook environment as they are in Instagram. So generally I recommend not doing too many hashtags, if any, on Facebook. They are more of an Instagram game on there. I just keep reading the question here. Post promoting your business and supporting local to our page. Just going to scroll down. Another company would like us to post on their page. Ah, okay. Okay, yep. So you can just go to that. Perfect. Okay, so you could just go to that company's page. If you do it on desktop, you can then ensure that you're posting from your business page as well, so it's not popping up from your personal page, if that's sort of what they're after. The other thing, they could potentially be asking you to tag them in a post, and that's what I mentioned before with that username. That's when you type your repost and then you do your little @ symbol, and then type in their business name. That should then have a bit of a connection there. I think that's what you're after. We've had a couple. If you have a Facebook symbol on your website and the likes count as live, does that mean that is the Facebook pixel? No, that would be separate. So that's separate. Yep, you'd need to jump in those steps on that previous slide on the pixel slide and follow your way through and actually setting up the pixel. So from what I'm understanding with that, the Facebook symbol would be like a little plugin or something on your website that's just sort of counting up, how many likes you've got and directing people through to your Facebook page, separate to your pixel. Can you design a logo in Canva? How do you then know what colors make up the logo if you want to print it on stationery? You can. I'm pretty sure you can design a logo in Canva. I'm pretty sure there's a bunch of different templates on there. What colors make up the logo? Okay, so then when you're in Canva, if you click on the little element on your page, it will come up with a wee hex code, and then that could potentially be what you use moving forward with your brand colors. Cool, I think those are answered. Cool, good questions. I'll just check that I haven't answered any because I haven't been clearing them as I go. Perfect. All right, I need to keep that one. How do you set up a poll on Facebook? Sorry, Nikki, I missed that one. When you go to do a post on desktop, is what I remember it from my mind, you click your photo button or whatever. There's then a little down arrow where you can put create poll. I'm pretty sure it's still located in there. And it'll ask you to type in your question. It'll ask you for the 2 answers. You can only have 2 answers on a poll as well. You can't have like a multiple choice or anything. It's a this and that option. You'll type in those and then you will upload your images. So that's how you do that in the same place you would go to do a normal Facebook post. Cool. Yeah, be careful. Someone puts you have to be careful as to what to poll about, potentially. Logo in Canva. Is it worth posting on local BuySell pages? It depends on the type of business you are. The thing is that the BuySell pages were formed for person-to-person selling, right? Not so much businesses sort of jumping in there and taking over, if you will. It would depend on each different BuySell group as to what their rules and regulations were. You could jump in there and, you know, even just ask the administrator if you can post from your business page. I think it's just a courtesy thing. It's just remembering that those pages were set up for person to person, not, you know, sort of businesses coming in and advertising and hijacking it a little bit. If you have a service, what would the best place to go and post in? What would be the best place to go and post in? You have a service. If you have so the question was, if you have a service, what would be the best place to go and post in? In terms of platforms, you've got to think about where your audience is spending time. So if your audience is spending time in Facebook, then post in Facebook. If your target demographic is your 16 to 18-year-olds, then you might want to try posting on TikTok at the moment. You've just got to follow your audience, see where they're where they are hanging out, and then post in there. I hope that helps.
Awesome. Sweet, guys. If there's any other questions, please feel free to put them through. Just while we're still got everyone here, we do have the next episode coming up for our Selwyn Gets Digital, and it'll be the final with Ashley again, and we'll be speaking around social media advertising. So I will send out the invitation to the link to that today. So yeah, please get in touch if you did want to come along to that and you haven't registered already. It's going to be a really awesome workshop, but I'll just check if there's any more questions. There's one more at the bottom there, Ashley.
Perfect. If a Facebook follower hasn't been liking or interacting with our Facebook posts, will they start not seeing any new posts? So then they're kind of lost. Yeah. So you might have 500 followers, but only the same 20 people actually interact with your posts. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. So a good example, a couple of years ago, I stopped seeing everything that my mother posted on Facebook, purely because I hadn't been interacting with any of her posts. So Facebook had assumed that I was no longer interested in what my mum was posting on Facebook. So they stopped showing me that stuff. So yes, you will find the ones that are interacting with you a lot will continue to see your posts organically. And that's why I said in the beginning, you're always wanting to get that engagement. You're always wanting people to like and comment and share and actually interact with your posts. That's then going to help grow that organic reach level that you're going to get. And that's how you're going to get more people hopefully then coming in and interacting. If you've got people out there at the moment who are a bit lost because they haven't been interacting, so they've not been seeing your content, you could potentially do a few posts to try and really drive that engagement up. So to do that, you could potentially do a competition to drive that. Sometimes boosting a couple of things can help with that, because again, a boost is paying for more eyeballs. So you're kind of extending the reach on that. Quick thing with boosting too, if you are going to give it a go, don't boost as soon as you post a post. Give it about 48 hours. Facebook kind of, when you post something, they'll show it to a small pool of people, probably those ones that you were just talking about that have been engaging a lot. And then the piece of content either dies, or if it's interesting, then they'll release it to a few more people, and then a few more people, and then a few more people. So when you're boosting, you kind of want more people sitting in that pool to then apply that budget to show it to more, if that makes sense. But yeah, potentially, you'll always have a wee group of really, really loyal followers who will comment and like on everything. Yeah, and you will potentially have some who are in their loss, but you can do little things to kind of bring them back up again. Good question.
Awesome. Thank you for that, Ashley. Right, it looks like we've gone through all of the questions now. Thank you so much to everyone who has attended, and I really look forward to seeing a lot of you on Thursday. Thank you so much, Ashley, for presenting today. It's been great to hear from you. I will send up a follow-up. So Ashley's kindly given us the slides from today, and we'll also have the recording of the video as well as a survey form as well. So it'd be great if you guys could answer that. But I will finish up the recording now. Thank you so much for attending, everyone. And yeah, I look forward to seeing you all later on.